In this video, we are going to talk about top 10 most dangerous cities in the US. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Violent crime, particularly gun violence, is making national news, particularly in the country's major cities. Which big cities, on the other hand, have the highest overall crime rates? We looked at the most recent FBI data for America's main metro areas to find out. Even while violent crime appears to be on the rise in 2021, to the point where the White House issued a plan to combat the rise in gun violence, both violent and property crime rates decreased year over year, even in the country's most dangerous metropolitan cities. This offers us optimism that this year's headlines are more of a blip than a trend, especially when looking at the top 10 safest metro areas in the US. Find out what the data signify in our comprehensive crime rate analysis. We also look at important aspects that have an impact on life in the largest US cities with the highest crime rates. Property crime and violent crime are common in dangerous cities. It's tough to say why some places have greater crime rates and others have very low crime rates. Some people feel that high poverty rates influence crime rates, while others believe that the median income in a given area has a greater influence. Here are the top 10 most dangerous cities in the US. So let's start. Number 10. Camden, New Jersey. In Camden, the chances of becoming a victim of either violent or property crime are 1 in 23. Camden has one of the worst rates of violent crime in the country, with a rate 317% higher than the national average. Residents of Camden should avoid areas with high crime rates. Camden has a violent crime rate of 1,582 violent crimes per 100,000 residents, and a property crime rate of 2,867 property crimes per 100,000 residents. Camden is a dangerous place to live. This does not, however, imply that every street in Camden is dangerous. Residents should examine their local crime maps and be informed about what is going on in their city. Number 9. Anchorage, Alaska. Anchorage, Alaska, has a total crime rate that is 121% higher than the national average. The rate of violent crime alone is 228% greater than the national average. Despite its prosperity, Anchorage has some of the highest crime rates in the country. The feeling of being out in the wilderness is blamed by many for the high crime rates. In comparison to less remote cities, Anchorage feels impregnable. Anchorage has a high crime rate due to the sensation of wilderness. Anchorage has a violent crime rate of 1,245 violent crimes per 100,000 people and a property crime rate of 4,261 property crimes per 100,000 people, as well as a 5.3% unemployment rate. With 116 rapes per 100,000 persons, Anchorage has one of the highest rape rates in the country. Those who may become victims should be mindful of their surroundings at all times and carry personal protection, such as a personal alarm and pepper spray. Number 8. Saginaw, Michigan. Saginaw is the United States' 9th most dangerous city. Saginaw's property crime rate is really 27% lower than the national average. However, with 289% more crime than the national average, violent crime is much greater. Saginaw has a violent crime rate of 1,474 crimes per 100,000 people and a property crime rate of 1,549 crimes per 100,000 people. Burglary, theft, and car theft are unlikely to happen to residents in Saginaw. Property crimes are lower in Saginaw than in the average American city. Violent crime, on the other hand, is more likely. When traveling through this little community, residents should be cautious of violent crime and be aware of their surroundings. Number 7. Danville, Illinois. Danville is the 6th most deadly city in the United States. The neighborhood, which has a population of 30,898, has very high crime rates for such a small population. The rate of violent crime is 361% greater than the national average, and the rate of property crime is 112% higher. Danville residents have a 1 in 17 probability of being a victim of crime. Danville has a violent crime rate of 1,749 violent crimes per 100,000 people and a property crime rate of 4,471 property crimes per 100,000 people, as well as a 14.1 unemployment rate. Because of Danville's tiny size, residents should be extra cautious regarding their personal safety. Avoid regions where there is a lot of crime. Take the necessary actions to safeguard and defend your house and family if you reside in a high-crime region. Number 6. St. Louis, Missouri. With a population of 302,838 people, St. Louis is the 6th most hazardous city on our list. Each year, 23,732 total crimes are reported, which is 226% higher than the national average. The rate of violent crime is 408% greater than the national average. St. Louis has a violent crime rate of 1,927 violent crimes per 100,000 people and a property crime rate of 6,183 property crimes per 100,000 people, as well as a 4.9% unemployment rate. With 64.6 murders per 100,000 people, St. Louis has one of the highest homicide rates in the county. The murder rate is 13 times that of the rest of the country. While living in St. Louis, residents should be aware of both violent and property crime. Number 5. Flint, Michigan. Flint is the United States' 7th most deadly city. With a population of 95,943, residents have a 1 in 20 risk of being a victim of crime. Despite the fact that property crime in Flint is 1% lower than the national average, violent crime is 255 times greater. Flint has a violent crime rate of 1,284 crimes per 100,000 people and a property crime rate of 2,086 crimes per 100,000 people. Property crime is less of a problem in Flint than violent crime. Residents of Flint, Michigan, should be cautious when traveling through the city. Residents should never travel alone at night and should have a personal alarm on their person. Number 4. Baltimore, MD. Baltimore has a violent crime rate that is 390% higher than the national average, making it the country's 4th most dangerous city. Residents have a 1 in 17 risk of becoming a victim of crime in the area, which has a population of 602,495 people. Baltimore has a violent crime rate of 1,855 crimes per 100,000 people and a property crime rate of 4,582 offenses per 100,000 people. Theft is the most common crime in Baltimore, with 16,395 thefts reported each year. Burglary is the second most common crime, with 5,414 burglaries per year. Baltimore has a high rate of both violent and property crime. Local crime maps should be used to establish which regions are safe and which are dangerous. Number 3. Birmingham, Alabama. The population of Birmingham, Alabama is 209,808 people, as of the 2018 census. With 29 homicides per 100,000 people, the area has an extraordinarily high homicide rate, nearly 6 times higher than the national average. Birmingham has a violent crime rate of 1,933 violent crimes per 100,000 people and a property crime rate of 6,540 property crimes per 100,000 people. Birmingham is a dangerous city to live in. However, not every street in the city has a high crime rate. It's critical to be aware of your surroundings while living in Birmingham and to know which locations are safe and which are dangerous. Number 2. Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis is the second most dangerous city in the United States to live in. The population of the area is 650,618 people. Victims of violent crime or property crime have a 1 in 13 probability of being victims in Memphis. The local police department reports over 54,868 offenses each year. Memphis has a violent crime rate of 1,901 violent offenses per 100,000 people. Memphis has a property crime rate of 6,128 offenses per 100,000 persons. Memphis has a 223% higher crime rate than the national average and is safer than 1% of American cities. Due to the high crime rate in the city, local law enforcement recommends that homeowners and renters take precautions to secure their homes and families. Number 1. Detroit, Michigan. Detroit has gained the distinction of being the most deadly city in the United States for numerous years in a row. Gun violence, armed robbery, and homicide are all prevalent in the city and the surrounding metropolitan area. In this location, which has a population of 662 people, there is a 1 in 16 probability of becoming a victim of criminal activity. 2,000 violent crimes per 100,000 people in Detroit, 4,315 property crimes per 100,000 people in Detroit, and 2,000 violent crimes per 100,000 persons in Detroit. Those who live in Detroit should take extra efforts to keep their areas safe from criminal activity. Follow basic safety precautions and avoid going alone at night, especially in high-crime areas, to ensure your safety. What do you think of our list? Which city do you like from above list? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.